Section 50. Dhritarashtra said, "What did that Pandava king, the son of Dharma, say, O Sanjaya, after hearing that a large force had been assembled here for gladdening us? How also is Yudhishthira acting in view of the coming strife? O Suta, who amongst his brothers and sons are looking up to his face, desirous of receiving his orders, provoked as he is by the deceptions of my wicked sons, who again are dissuading that king of the virtuous behavior, and conversant with virtue, saying, Have peace." Sanjaya said, All the Panchalas, along with the other sons of Pandu, are looking up to Yudhishthira's face. Blessed be thou, and he too is restraining them all. Multitudes of cars belonging to the Pandavas and the Panchalas are coming in separate bodies for gladdening Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, ready to march to the field of battle as the sky brightens up at the advent of the rising sun. So the Panchalas are rejoicing at their union with Kunti's son of blazing splendor, risen like a flood of light. The Panchalas, the Kaikeyas and the Matsyas, along with the very herdsmen that attend on their kine and sheep, are rejoicing and gladdening Yudhishthira, the son of Pandu. Brahman and Kshatriya gods and the very daughters of the Vaishyas in large number are coming in playful mood for beholding Partha, accoutred in coat of mail. Dhritarashtra said, Tell us, O Sanjaya, of the forces of Drishtadyumna, as also of the Somakas, and of all others, with which the Pandavas intend to fight with us. Vaisampayana continued, thus interrogated in the midst of the Kurus and in their very hall, the son of Gavalgani became thoughtful for a moment and seemed to draw repeatedly deep and long sighs. And suddenly he fell down in a swoon without any apparent reason. Then in that assembly of kings, Vidura said loudly, Sanjaya, O great king, hath fallen down on the ground senseless, and cannot utter a word, bereft of sense, and his intellect clouded. Dhritarashtra said, Without doubt, Sanjaya, having seen those mighty car warriors, the sons of Kunti, hath his mind filled with great anxiety in consequence of those tigers among men. Vaisampayana continued, having recovered consciousness and being comforted, Sanjaya addressed King Dhritarashtra in the midst of that concourse of Kurus in that hall, saying, Indeed, O King of Kings, I saw those great warriors, the son of Kunti, thinner in body, in consequence of the restraint in which they had lived in the place of the king of the Matsyas. Here, O king, with whom the Pandavas will contend against you. With that hero, Drishtadyumna, as their ally, they will fight against you with that personage of virtuous soul, who never forsaketh the truth through anger or fear, temptation, or for the sake of wealth, of disputation, and who is, O king, a very authority in matters of religion, himself being the best of those that practice virtue. With him who hath never made an enemy, the sons of Pandu will fight against you, he unto whom no one on earth is equal in might of arms, and who, wielding his bow, and brought all kings under subjection, and who, vanquishing of old the people of Kashi and Anga and Magadha, as also the Kalingas, with that Bhimasena, will the sons of Pandu fight against you. Indeed, he, through whose might the four sons of Pandu quickly could alight on the earth, having issued forth from the burning house of Lak, that son of Kunti, Rikodara, who became the means of their rescue from the cannibal Hidimva, that son of Kunti, Rikodara, who became their refuge when the daughter of Yajnasena was being carried away by Jayadratha. Indeed, with that Bhima, who rescued the assembled Pandavas from the conflagration at Varanavata, even with him as their ally, will they fight against you. He who, for the gratification of Krishna, slew the Kodavasas, having penetrated the rugged and terrible mountains of Gandhamadana, he to whose arms hath been imparted the might of 10,000 elephants, with that Bhimasena as their ally, the Pandavas will fight against you. That hero who, for the gratification of Agni with Krishna, only for his second, bravely vanquished of yore Purandara in fight. He who, gratified by combat, that god of gods, the trident-bearing lord of Uma, Mahadeva himself, having the mountains for his abode, that foremost of warriors, who subjugated all the kings of the earth with that Vijaya as their ally. The Pandavas will encounter you in battle. That wonderful warrior Nakula, who vanquished the whole of the western world, teeming with militias present in the Pandava camp with that handsome hero, that unrivaled bowman, that son of Madri, O Kauravya. The Pandavas will fight against you. He who vanquished in battle the warriors of Kashi, Anga and Kalinga, with that Sahadeva will the Pandavas encounter you in battle. He who in energy hath for his equals only 4 men on earth, is Ashwathaman and Drishtaketu and Rukmi and Pradyumna, with that Sahadeva, youngest in years, that hero among men, that gladdener of Madri's heart, with him, O king, will you have a destructive battle. She who, while living of yore, as the daughter of the king of Kashi, had practiced the austerest penances. She who, noble of the Bharata race, desiring even in a subsequent life to compass the destruction of Bhishma, took her birth as a daughter of Panchala, and accidentally became afterwards a male, who, a tiger among men, is conversant with the merits and demerits of both sexes. That invincible prince of the Panchala, who encountered the Kalingas in battle with that Shikandin skilled in every weapon, the Pandavas will fight against you. She whom Ayaksha, for Bhishma's destruction, metamorphosed into a male, with that formidable bowman, the Pandavas will fight against you. With those mighty bowmen, brothers, all those 5 Kkeya princes, with those heroes clad in mail, will the Pandavas fight against you. With that warrior of long arms endued with great activity and the use of weapons, possessed of intelligence and prowess, incapable of being baffled, with that Yudhana, the lion of the Rashmi race, will you have to fight. He who had been the refuge of the high-souled Pandavas for a time, with that Virata, he will have an encounter in battle. The Lord of Kashi, that mighty car warrior who ruled in Varanasi, hath become an ally of theirs. With him will the Pandavas fight against you. The high-souled sons of Draupadi, tender in years, but invincible in battle and unapproachable like snakes of virulent poison, with them will the Pandavas fight against you. He that in energy is like unto Krishna, in self-restraint unto Yudhishthira, with that Abhimanyu will the Pandavas fight against you, that warlike son of Sisupala, Drishtaketu of great fame, who in energy is beyond comparison, and who when angry is incapable of being withstood in battle, with that king of the Chedis, who has joined the Pandavas at the head of an Akshoni of his own, will the sons of Pandu fight against you. He that he is the refuge of the Pandavas, even as Vasava is one of the celestials. With that Vasudeva will the Pandavas fight against you. He also, noble of the Bharata race, Sarabha, the brother of the king of the Chedis, who again is united with Karakarsa. With both these will be the Pandavas fight against you. Sahadeva, the son of Jarasandha, and Jayatsena, both unrivaled heroes in battle, are resolved upon fighting for the Pandavas. And Drupada too, possessed of great might, and followed by a large force, and reckless of his life, is resolved to fight for the Pandavas, relying upon these and other kings by hundreds of both the eastern and northern countries. King Yudhishthira, the just is prepared for battle. Thus endeth section 50 of the Udyoga Parva.